The Clever Thief, A Story of Possibilities. Chapter 1. The streets of Chicago. Jason Reed had never believed in possibilities. Born into poverty on the rough streets of Chicago, he learned early that survival required cunning rather than dreams. His father had left when he was just a child, and his mother struggled with odd jobs to make ends meet. By the age of 15, Jason had mastered pickpocketing, breaking locks, and vanishing into the city's shadows. For years, he worked for a notorious gang, stealing wallets and breaking into stores. The police knew of him, but he was too clever, never caught, never seen, just a whisper in the wind. Yet deep down, Jason yearned for something else. He often watched businessmen walk out of high-rise buildings, their faces glowing with success. He envied them, but never thought he could be one of them. After all, what possibility did a thief have? Chapter 2. The Millionaire's Challenge. One night, Jason broke into a luxurious penthouse, expecting to find cash and jewelry. Instead, he found himself face to face with an elderly man sitting in a wheelchair. "I've been expecting you," the man said calmly. Jason froze. He had picked the lock silently. How had the man known? "I am Henry Lawson," the old man continued, "and I have a proposition for you." "Sit down." Jason, intrigued and slightly nervous, hesitated before sitting. "You're clever," Henry said, "but you waste your talent. What if I told you that, instead of stealing, you could use your intelligence for something greater?" Jason laughed. "Like what?" "A thief can't change." Henry smirked. "A thief only steals because he sees no other way. But I'll give you one. I built an empire from nothing. I know what it's like to be underestimated. You have a choice. Continue running from the police, or let me train you in business. In 1 year, I guarantee you'll never have to steal again." Jason was skeptical. Could this really be an opportunity? Or was it some kind of trap? Chapter 3. A New Beginning. Jason decided to take the challenge. Over the next year, Henry taught him about investments, negotiations, and leadership. Jason absorbed knowledge as if he had been starving for it. But the real test came when Henry handed him a check for $50,000 and said, "This is your seed money. Invest it wisely, or lose it all." Jason felt the weight of responsibility for the first time. He had always known how to take, but now he had to build. He researched tirelessly, learning about stocks, startups, and business trends. Instead of wasting money on luxuries, he made strategic investments. In 6 months, he doubled the money. In a year, he turned it into $200,000. For the first time in his life, he felt something new. Pride, not in stealing, but in creating. Chapter 4. Temptation and the Ultimate Test. Success, however, brought new challenges. One night, an old gang member, Marcus, found him. "You've changed, huh?" Marcus smirked. "But you owe us, Jason. One last job." Jason's heart pounded. He was no longer a thief, but Marcus wasn't asking. He was threatening. The job? Stealing confidential data from a powerful tech company. If Jason refused, Marcus would expose his past, ruining everything he had built. Jason was trapped. Or was he? Never forget possibilities. Henry's words echoed in his mind. He realized he wasn't that helpless kid anymore. Instead of running, he made a bold move. He walked straight into the CEO's office of the company Marcus wanted him to rob. "Sir, your security is weak," Jason said, "and someone wants me to steal from you. Hire me instead, and I'll make sure no one ever does." Impressed, the CEO not only hired Jason, but also gave him a $500,000 contract to enhance the company's security. Marcus was furious, but powerless. Jason had outsmarted him without stealing a single thing. Chapter 5. The Legacy of a Clever Man. Years passed. Jason grew into a respected entrepreneur, running his own cybersecurity firm. He never forgot the streets that shaped him, and he used his wealth to help underprivileged kids, showing them that there are always possibilities beyond crime. One day, he visited Henry, now frail but still sharp. "You were right," Jason said, gripping his mentor's hand. "A thief only steals because he sees no other way. You showed me another way." Henry smiled. "And now, it's your turn to show others." As Jason walked out of the mansion, he looked up at the sky, feeling something he had never felt before. Freedom, not just from poverty, but from his past. Because in the end, the cleverest thief isn't the one who steals the most. It's the one who steals back his own destiny. The end. Moral of the story. No matter where you come from, there are always possibilities for change. It's not a